Alright guys, so we're going to continue with similarity. On Monday, we had easy stuff just from polygons, but on Monday, we started saying that the sides, for similarity, the sides don't have to be the same. Remember we talked about proportional? It has to be proportional, so when we have triangles, the symbol for similarity will be that wiggly thing in between. Remember for congruency, you had an equal sign at the bottom? For similarity, it's only that. So here it says find the missing link. The triangles in each pair are similar, and we are told that VUT is similar to VGH. So from the two sides here, from the first triangle, 120, 130, let me list them from small to large. 120, 130, right? I'm going from small to large. And then see how the small side is TV. I'm going to say it's similar to VH. Like VT goes with VH. And the reason why I said they go together, because on the statement, see how VT are the first and last letter should go with VH, which is the first and last letter. The order of the letters does matter. Does that make sense? So like VU from the first triangle, VU goes with VA, with VG. Notice I'm using the first two letters. So with the 120, I'm going to write X, right? The question mark, I'm calling it X because I don't know how big is it. And the 130 goes with 39. Like I said, use the notation. The order of the letters does matter. Okay, so now that we have that set, we can cross multiply. 130 times x is equal to 120 times 39. But I don't want to deal with big numbers, so let me simplify first. Two ways that I say we can simplify are top and bottom. Right, 130 with 39, we can simplify, or side to side, 120 with 130. Let me use side to side. Let me divide each by 10. So I have 12, 13, memo. Thank you. So I have my 120, 130 simplified to 12 and 13. Right, I divided each by 10. I can simplify top and bottom, 13 and 39. What does that simplify to? 1 and 3. So just to make it clear, I have 12 over x is equal to 1 over 3. Right, that's what we have. Right, 13 over 39 is 1/3. Now let me cross multiply. X times 1 is x. 12 times 3, 36. So x equals 36. Right. For those of you that have calculators, you guys could have just gone 130x. You guys could have cross multiplied from the beginning. 130x equals 120 times 39. Right? If you do have a calculator, 120 times 39 is not that hard. And then divide each side by 130, and x equals 36. Right? Like I said, if you do it, you can just cross multiply from the beginning. I'm simplifying because I'm using no calculators in my case. Right, let me take a look at a question number 2. Here I don't see a statement. Find the missing link. I don't see a statement. But I see from the small triangle, my numbers are 18 and 30. So I'm going to write them from small to large, 18 and 30. Right? I was looking at the small triangle. I said my two measurements are 18 and 30. Now from the big triangle, I'm looking at the triangle ABC. Right? The big triangle, my measurements are x and 70. If I think our eye can see, but if we cannot see which one is bigger, you guys can use the edge of a paper or a ruler or something to measure the sides to know which one is bigger. But which one is bigger in this case, x or 7? 70 is bigger. So let me list them from small to large. I'm going to say x and 7. Like I said, here our eye can see, but if we cannot see it, measure. And we're looking at the length And once again, here, cross multiply or simplify first. I'm going to simplify 30 over 70 as 3 over 7. I can also simplify side to side. So the 18 with the 3. Let me simplify those as 6 and 1. Yes.
So you just cross the zeros of 3.
Technically, I divided by 10.
Oh, okay.
So just to have it clear, to have 6 over x is equal to 1 over 7. That's what I have left. Remember, I simplified top and bottom, or side to side, but never diagonal. So that's how we multiply. What's the value of x?
42.
X equals 42. Remember, diagonal is the way we multiply, so that's the way we cannot simplify. Number 3. I notice that the small triangle, I'm looking at the triangle CLK, the small triangle has measurements 24 and 20. So I'm going to write it from small to large. Obviously, I will write 20 before 24. Right? I'm going from small to large. I notice the big triangle has x and 30. Which one is smaller from the two? X is smaller than 30? 30 is smaller than x? Alright, so I'm going to go 30 and x. Remember, I tried to list them from small to large. So put the 30 first. 20 over 30 goes as 2 over 3. Side to side, the 2 and the 24, let me divide it by 2. So that's 1 and 12. So just to have it clear, to have 1 over 3 is equal to 12 over x. I know the 3 and the 12 can be divided both by 3, but I cannot simplify diagonal. I can only do top and bottom, or side to side, but not diagonal. Because that's how I multiply. So what's the value of x? 36. Remember, the 3 and the 12, they're diagonal, so I cannot simplify that. Right. Any questions for the first 10? Which one? Right. All right, let's take a look at number 5. For this side, I'm not quite sure if MN, what does it go with? Notice how MN are the first 2 letters of one of my statement. Right? NM are the first 2 letters. So I'm going to say that goes with EF, the first 2 letters of the other one. So let me write, for the triangle that I have the 2 measurements, the 2 numbers, let me write 21 and 24. Right, I went from small to large, from the bottom triangle. Now, which one is bigger, 49 or x? Which one do you guys say? 49 is bigger? And I heard x? Alright, if we're not quite sure, because I hear both, alright, if we're not quite sure, notice how 21 is EG, right? That's the first and last letter. So that goes with NL, first and last letter. So NL is 49, and obviously X is big. Remember how I said order of the letters does matter? Alright. Either cross multiply if you guys have a calculator, or simplify first. Yes?
So you always go small to large?
Try to go small to large, yes. I'm going to simplify 21 over 49 as 3 over 7. I divided each by 7. 3 over 7. Let me simplify side to side. 3 and 24. That's 1 and 8. So just to make it clear, to have 1 over 7 is equal to 8 over x. What's the value of x? 56. 56. Thank you. If you have a calculator, you don't have to simplify. But I'm simplifying because I'm not using a calculator. Right. Any other questions for the first 10? 6? Let me do it from over here. Alright, so let's take a look at number 6. From the little triangle, 27 and 33, I can list them from small to large. I know 27 is smaller than 33. I'm going from small to large. But now my 27, notice how it's the letter CP? If I look at the measurements, it's the first and last letter. So that goes with CE. What's the measurement for CE? X. So the X goes here, and the 55 goes here. 33 over 55, that's going to become 3 over 5. I divided each by 11. Side to side, 3 and 27, that's going to become 9 and 1. So I have 9 over X is equal to 1 over 5. Cross multiply, what's X? 45. Thank you. Remember, simplify top and bottom or side to side.
Can you do number 4?
4. All right, looking at number 4, on the small triangle, I have 3 measurements, 10, 13, and 9. From the 3 measurements, I'm going to make sure that I use 10. And the reason why I'm using 10, because it goes with X. Right, I need that side. I need, from the 3 measurements, you only need 2. So we're going to use 10, and which other number do you guys want? 9?
Does it matter which one you use?
It doesn't matter.
No, so you can use any of those numbers?
Yeah, 2 numbers. From the 3, pick 2, but make sure one of the 2 is 10, because that's the one that goes with X. So which one do you guys want? 9? So we're going to use 9 and 10. I'm going to list them 9 and 10 from small to large. Notice how 9 goes with 54, 10 goes with X. Which order do I use over here?
X54?
Like this, X and 54?
Yeah.
The 9 goes with the X? So no. We're going to go, the order we're going to use is 54 and X. Notice how 9 on my figure, 9 goes with 54. Make sure you keep those together. Okay, so now 9 over 54 is 1 over 6. So I have 1 over 6 is equal to 10 over X. I notice that 6 and 10 can be simplified, divide by 2, but I cannot simplify diagonal. So I'm not going to be able to. What's the value of X? 60. Remember, 6 and 10 are diagonal. That's the only way we cannot simplify. All right. Any other questions? 7? All right. Never mind. Missing a few words. I'll skip you this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next time, you skip some words, I'll just give you a brand new one and have to do it all over again. Don't skip next time. All right, looking at number 7. Looking at number 7, the one triangle where I have the 2 numbers, 91 and 91, right? So I'm going to say 91, 91. And from small to large, I guess in this case it doesn't matter. Less. GH goes with HU, right? The first 2 letters. HU is X. And I'm going to say here it is 13. I'm going to simplify side to side. 91 with 91. divide each by 91. I get 1. So I have 1 over x is equal to 1 over 13. What's x? 13. If you guys came and realized, like at the very beginning, you guys came and said, well, those two numbers are the same 91. Those two have to be the same then. X equals 13. If you guys saw it, well, great. If you did not, we figure it out. All right, for the first 10, I know you guys don't have that many left. I'll skip to number 11 now. Solve for x. The triangles in each pair are similar. So we still have the same idea. It's just that now my x has a plus or minus in it. So it's not just a single number. It's a little complex. So what I'm going to do, from the triangle where I see the two measurements, 33 and 42, let me list them from small to large, 33 and 42. Notice how 33 is the side LM, which are the last two letters, LM. So make sure that goes with ST, right? The last two letters. ST is 8x plus 5. And I'm going to make sure I write 98 over here. Remember, use the notation. It helps out a lot. All right, 33 and 42, side to side, we can divide each by 3. So that's going to become 11 and 14.
What did you divide it by?
Divided each by 3. So I went 11 and 14, right? I divided each by 3. The fraction here, 14 over 98, that can be simplified. What is it? Actually, let's divide by 14. What is it? 1 over 7? Okay, so 1 over 7. So just to have it cleared, I have 11 over 8x plus 5 is equal to 1 over 7. When you cross multiply, I know 11 times 7 is 77, so it's not going to be hard. But when you cross multiply the other way, make sure that the numbers that's by itself, in this case 1, make sure you multiply it to both, to the 8 and to the 5. I know right now it doesn't make much of a difference, but if in case it was not a 1, then it will make a difference. Okay, make sure you multiply to both. So I have that 8x plus 5 is equal to 77. So I cross multiply. My plus 5, let me move it to the right as a minus 5. So I have that 8x equals 72. So what's x? 9. X equals 9. Once again, when you cross multiply, and there's a plus or minus in one of them, make sure the number that is by itself, make sure you multiply it to both. Like I said, the 1 didn't make much of a difference, but if it was not a 1, it would have made a difference. Kind of like if you don't simplify, the very beginning, the 42, make sure you go 42 times 8 and 42 times 5. Another one? Let's take a look at 12. Okay, so here I'm going to say 24 and 48. Right, from the little triangle, the one where I have the two numbers, I went small to large. From the other triangle, I can use the notation FED, FTU, or I can just see that 28 is smaller than the other one. So I'm going to write 28 and 3x plus 17. Right, we can see that 28 is smaller. 24 over 28, let me divide each by 4. Not 28. So let me divide each by 4. Oh, you meant the cross? Okay, side. Okay. So top and bottom, I went top and bottom. You could have gone side to side, yes. Then side to side, 6 and 48. Let me divide each by 6. So I have 1 and 8. So just to have it cleared, I have 1 over 7 and then 8 over 3x plus 17. Let me cross multiply it. And 1 times 3x plus 17 is 3x plus 17. 8 times 7 is 56. Plus 17, let me go minus 17. 56 minus 17 is what? 39. So x equals 13. Okay, I didn't give you any decimals on your answer. If you do have one, then double check your work. I know in real life, if you guys do this in real life, you guys will have decimals. And so in fact, we're going to use something for similarity to what we're learning. We're going to use a project for next week. I'm going to take you guys out, and you guys are going to choose what to measure. It's something that you guys cannot measure the height. Either it will be a tree, a building, the light post, something you guys cannot reach the height. So don't come and say you guys want to measure the trash can. Right? You guys can measure the trash can. But like you guys can use the fence, the building, whatever you guys want. You guys are going to work in groups. Make sure you're choosing your own group. Make sure you choose people that know that can help you, that will work. If you choose lazy people that don't help you, then you got to do the work for them. I said, you cannot come and complain to me, my group is horrible, they're lazy, because you chose your own group. Make sure if you guys are choosing friends just for friends and they're lazy, that's your call. All right, going back to this, any questions up until 20?
Can you do 18?
18? All right, looking at 18, from the small triangle, I have the measurements 55 and 70. So let me go 55 and 70, right? I list them from small to large. From the big triangle, my measurements are 168 and 16x plus 4. Which one is smaller? 16x plus 4, and then 168 on the other side. All right, 70 over 168, let's simplify that. Let's divide each by 7. So I have 10 for one of them. How much is 168 divided by 7? 24? 24. So I guess 10 over 24 we can still do better. All right, let's divide each by 2. So 5 over 12. Now side to side, 55 and 5. Let's divide each by 5. So just to keep it clear, to have 11 over 16x plus 4, which is equal to 1 over 12. Right, I simplify it as much as I could. So I have 16x plus 4 is equal to 132. We good? Okay. Right, we just cross multiply. My plus 4, let me move it to the right as a minus 4. So 16x is equal to 128. What's x? 8. Good. X equals 8. Any other questions up until 20? No? All right, now for 21. I remember for congruency, when we dealt with congruency, we had rules like side, side, side. As a matter of fact, let me write a couple of them. We had, side, 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 angle, side. Remember, we also had HL, angle, angle, side, angle. For those, we're going to use the two that I have up there, side, 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 angle, side. And for similarity, we have a new rule we're going to use. which we're going to call angle, angle. I know for congruency, angle, angle, angle was not good for congruency. Remember, congruency means same shape, same size. And I said angle, angle, angle was not good because I could have a triangle that is small and I could have a bigger triangle with the same angles. But for similarity, angle, angle, angle does work, but we're going to abbreviate it as angle, angle. Because if two angles are the same, then obviously the third one is the same too. So for similarity, those are the only three rules we're going to use. Side, 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 side angle, side, and angle, angle. For angles, you know that the angles on the triangles have to be congruent. The angles have to be the same. Sides, because there's two rules that use sides, sides are proportional. So let me take a look at number 21. One of my triangles has the measurements 32 and 36. 32 and 36. The other triangle has 88 and 99. There's two ways I can check if these two sides are proportional. One way I can do this is cross multiply. 32 times 99 should be 88 times 36. Like I said, that's one way. Cross multiply. One way. The other way, simplify each fraction. They should simplify to the same thing. 32 over 88, let me divide each by 8. I'm going to have 4 over 11. All right, I simplify that fraction. 36 and 99, let me divide each by 9. Have 4 over 11. If you cross multiply now, you will be able to tell that they're congruent. They're proportional. So we can use the sides. I'm going to use this 4 sides. Then I remembered a rule, the vertical angle theorem. When there's an X form, opposite angles are congruent. So I can mark those angles. Now my markings, which rule do you think I'm going to use? Side angle side. So let me complete this by side angle side. Notice how my thing there, I left it blank. So I completed by side angle side. Now here, I'm going to say CDE is similar to triangle CTU. Do keep in mind that the order of the letters does matter. Notice how on this triangle, the one at the bottom, CD was the big side. Make sure when you guys write it, write CT first. The first two letters, CT, because I'm using the large side first. Did that make sense? The order of the letters does matter. All right, so CDE is similar to CTU by side angle side. All right, let's take a look at another question. In this case, let me try to go by side, side, side. I'm going to try to go side, side, side. Notice how my triangle, the little triangle, the measurements are 9, 11, 12. So I'm going to say 9, 11, 12. I'm going to try to go side, side, side. So I need 3 sides. The big triangle, one side is 23. The other side is 20. And I'm going to say the big side over here it is 22. Right? 11 and 11 is 22. Right? I'm looking at the entire side of the triangle. So see how my numbers are 22, 23, and 20. Let me list them from small to large. 20, 22, 23. I know 11 over 22 simplifies to 1 over 2. Do my other two fractions simplify to the same thing? No. Then not similar. Right. Sides have to be proportional. They simplify to the same thing. If they don't, then it's not proportional. Let me take a look at question 23. I notice that on the small triangle, notice I'm looking at KLF. I have one measurement, 44, and I'm going to say LF is 24. And the reason why I came out with the 24, notice how HF, the whole thing is 54. Part of it is 30. The remaining should be 24. You guys see how I got the 24? All right, so from my small triangle, my numbers are 24 and 44. Let me go 24 and 44. From the big triangle, I'm going to use 54 and 99. But I'm looking at the entire side. You guys see how I got the 99? Yeah. No?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw a face that said no. So, the way I came up with the 99, notice part of it is 44. Another part is 55. Add them together, 55 and 44. So that's how I got the 99. Okay, so now that we know, so I'm going to list 54 and 99. The 24? Because I knew 30 and this little part, these two numbers needed to add to 54. So, they needed to add to 54. One of them is 30, the other one's 24. Now let me ask you, are those two sides proportional? Yes? Okay. Because you guys simplified it to 4 over 9, right? Okay. So we can use those sides. But I know side is not a rule. However, angle F is used by both triangles. See how angle F is used by the little triangle and it's also used by the big triangle? So we can mark it. Because angle F from the small triangle is the same as angle F from the big triangle. Because it's the same angle. So I'm going to complete this by what rule? Side angle side. Good. So FGH is similar to triangle what? FKL. FGH is similar to FKL by side angle side. We're good? All right. Any questions?